Hey guys, this is Matt for Creative, and today we're here at the 2024 New York International Auto Show. And we've done the specific looks at cars, we've done the overall walkthrough, but a live walkthrough. But I think right now we're going to do the general ultra wide angle, just walkthrough, just so we can kind of get the vibe of things in maybe like a more encompassing ratio, because I feel like that kind of live was a little bit tight. So yeah, let's see exactly how things are. So we start here in the Nissan section where they are kind of, well, they've unveiled, or they're unveiling the all new Nissan Kicks, which is Kicks in plural, not kick. And they've kind of made it like a small SUV that can kind of function in a city like New York. So I looked at it and I was like, that's a very functional vehicle. That's something that could like really work out for me. Now, as we kind of like go through here, Ford, we have all the Ford trucks, we have the Mustangs, but what's more interesting to me here is the Bronco. The Bronco is my favorite vehicle. This kind of color palette that they did over here, this blue with white, is called the Heritage. It is one of my favorite looking cars, even though it's something maybe I probably wouldn't get for myself, but if I lived in another type of life, it's something that's extremely eye-catching, and it's a great job. They did a great job at making it something that's visually appealing. So if you guys are here, come in for either the other media day, which is tomorrow. You'll probably have the same type of experience that I'm having. But if you're here for like the regular days, you're just an auto enthusiast, you're here with your family and friends, it's just gonna be, it's gonna be probably about the same. Oh, and I literally just realized, I thought I was done with all the individual shoots. I forgot about Infiniti. I have to go back and shoot Infiniti. But we're gonna do that after this full walkthrough. Again, we're passing by things. If you want like the more specific videos, then we do have them on all the brands, and we will have them on Infiniti, I promise. Now, I do have commentary on a lot of the brands. Nissan, I think they showcase the cars in a really good light. Ford, they kind of have a blue backdrop, so they always have that kind of classic blue Ford look. Chevy, to me, looked a little bit uninspired, but they are a brand that they sell everything on the planet, so they don't need to showcase the car. The cars will showcase themselves. And I'm sorry if this is a little bit loud, but this is just, they're doing like a little presentation here.
Charging. That goes for our Blazer EV as well as the Equinox EV. And the Blazer, the Equinox, and the Silverado EV are going to
So in this section here, they have like the kind of supercars. Not something that's really interesting to me. It's more kind of partnered with the dealerships. Porsche had like a very small footprint this year, but I thought they did pretty good with the spacing that they had. At least they put things on pedestals, and it's not just kind of like a generic mess like Audi, which we'll get to back in a moment. Subaru was one of the best here. They showcased the entire brand. They're showing off the new 2025 Forester. And while I don't particularly know Subaru individual like cars or SUVs, I know and feel like I know the brand. It's tied into wilderness. It's tied into like being active outside. They even have like a little pet section, which they've had in other years. So you're like, oh, I can take my dog for a walk. And it's just like, this is exactly what, you're looking for. They do a great job showcasing the brand in general. Sorry, dealing with some allergies here, so that's just kind of what it is. But look, they have like this beautiful LED panel all the way over there. It's nice. They do a really great job every single year. Next here we have on our left side, that is Kia. Kia does a great job at showcasing their vehicles. They have one that we talk about in the back with this big light panel that kind of like moves underneath, so it shows movement. I think that was a pretty good job on them. On our right side, we have Toyota. Now, normally I may say that sometimes brands will go and kind of just try to use up space. Unfortunately, in the last 2 years, they had to use a lot of the space as a track because there weren't many brands coming in physically. In this case, I would not call that just like the overuse of space, but it's functional because once it's going to be just regular auto enthusiasts or families and whatever, it's going to be a functional space where they can have fun. It can be more just about the vehicles. It can just be about the fun. They have skateboarding. They have basketball. They have, I'm not sure what this is. They have, can't remember. My mind is going. But they have fun things for, kids to do. It makes it more of the experience. For me, more of the experience is going to be Infiniti because I remembered why I left it for the end, because they have food, they have drinks, they have coffee, and it's just a good way just to showcase the vibe of the brand. Remember how Subaru was all about wilderness? Infiniti is all going to be about upscale, kind of just like upscale living. One of my least favorites is going to be Honda, and the way that they kind of just generically showcase these cars, no spotlighting. A lot of the times it's like gray and white cars on white carpet and gray carpet. It does a disservice to the brand and the individual cars. But again, this is a brand that sells things in volume. They know that you're going to buy this regardless. They know that they already have your attention with either the functionality or the price, but it is dim. Like, this is not just the camera. It is a dim area. The carpet doesn't look good either. It's not a showcase of the car, even though this particular one does look nice. Oh, it's the Acura. Oh, I forgot. There's a little piece of Acura that I forgot to look at. This is the ZDX Type S. And I will have to come back and make videos on this. Again, a brand that sells in volume en masse. They don't need to do much. But GMC and Buick, they have one Buick here. They have a few GMC models. I'm not even interested enough to walk over there. It's kind of like a dead area. Maybe when there's more people here, it'll be something that kind of livens up. But for right now, it is the second worst in the area. We'll get to the first in a second. Polestar, they did a great job here. It is entirely white. Now, they do have spotlighting. They do have white paneling underneath, but they keep it clean. The cars themselves are white. It really is eye-catching. It's something you can see from across the venue. And I think they do a great job of just showcasing the car and making you kind of want to learn a little bit more. Although I don't know much about Polestar, but I'm going to look up the Polestar 3 and the Polestar 4 when I'm done. Just look at how bright it is. It's like you've kind of died and gone to heaven. Now another thing. All right, this is my least favorite area here. Volvo and Audi have done absolutely nothing. This is kind of what reminds me about what BMW did either last year or the previous year. An uninspired lot that nothing speaks to me. Now, this may be walled off because it is media day and not general day, but there's no information on the cars other than on the stickers. There's nothing to do. This is a disservice to the brand, and I'm really disappointed. They should have not even come. Plane should not have even come. Just like BMW in the previous year, and BMW is not here this year. That's a better option than what they did last year. And I can kind of see maybe Audi, maybe Volvo is not here next year. They probably saw, hey, we have like this tiny amount of space. Would you like to use it? Or it won't cost you that much. And maybe that's what they'll try for, but uninspired, very sad. But now we move into Hyundai, which I like these little kind of like cube blocks that they have lighting things here. It's a little bit more ambient light, but it works. This is one of my favorite ones. you can imagine just kind of like chilling. This is your home, this is your car. It's like the perfect idea of a modern setup. EV vehicle, so of course you have solar panels on the roof, but they did a good job of just kind of showcasing that. All right, so let's see, we've seen this. Let's go to one of the newer vehicles that they have. This is the Hyundai Santa Cruz 2025. Hyundai Santa Cruz. It's something that I don't know what to think about. It makes me think of the Subaru hatchback, or was it hatchback? Kind of that, you know, that Subaru pickup from like the early 2000s. Not sure what to think about at all. But it's eye-catching, and maybe it has enough 90s nostalgia to be its own thing. But I was like, I don't know if I would never buy it, but it's something that's interesting me, at least as a vehicle. By the way, in person, bulbous, but in this image, it really does a good job of kind of making it look like a little sleek sports car pickup, which I never thought I'd say anything like that. It's interesting, for sure. And I would say the most unique vehicle that we have here, probably. All right, so we will go into, where are we going now? Genesis. Genesis is by far, I think, the best presentation that we have here at the show. First, we have 3 kind of like Halloween colored or inspired cars. It's beautiful the way that they have a functional car and then 2 concepts. So you can see like, and I just want to see if this is colored balanced properly. It looks a little bit overly red orange in camera. In real life, it is beautiful. It is a great looking vehicle here. Man, the way that they showcase these vehicles and the colors that they choose, generally, really good. They've done a really good job here. This is the Genesis Neoloon concept. This is the one where I mentioned that the interior is a little bit purple. Oh, and wow, they even have purple drinks. That's interesting. Purple, not in the way that I like it. I like a deep royal purple. They didn't choose the right coloring for me. It just didn't really work out. But then here are 3 cars which I think they did a great job at just presenting. What is this? This is the GV80 Coupe. This is the GV80, I believe. GV70 and GV60. Like, just look at the environment of this. You can chill, you can have a drink, you can just sit down, you can just kind of live in here. You can look at this in a different environment from just kind of walking around. You can just relax, have a beat, and enjoy this. A different way to kind of look at the cars here. I remember looking at Lexus and I was like, I don't like what they're doing with the grille. It's just not something I'm a fan of. Lexus, like the RX, and I believe this is the TX. RX is the standard, maybe back in the early 2000s in Northern Virginia suburbs. That works here. I don't think it's something that would work in the city. And again, I have to speak on that because I live here and that's just kind of what we have to deal with. I have to remember to go back to Infiniti because I always forget that. But we are going to take a look at Toyota here, which, you know, Toyota cars. There's a Mr. Metz inspired Toyota over there, which is kind of fun. They have a New York Yankees one on the front here. And it's just, you kind of know what to expect with these cars. They are functional. They sell so many of these every single year. And again, they did not need to present it this way. But compared to Chevy, compared to Ford, they presented this much better, I would say, and they continue to do so every single year. You don't need to do much to make your car look nice at an auto show, but they do exactly what's needed, and I'm happy. Like, whenever I take a look at these, I'm happy. Oh, and here we have the Yankees decaled, what is the Prius Prime? It's okay. I like a little bit deeper blue, honestly. Maybe the color's a little bit off for me, but that is... by the way, Yankees over Mets for me, at the very least. But this is like the Yankees-inspired one. And I think that's almost it. VW, they have like an old VW Beetle, which was pretty, and I liked that because my godmother had that. They have the newer van, but outside of that, like, these are just vehicles that, for a time, VW was pretty popular. I haven't fallen off, but they're just not as hyped up as they were before. But there's that VW Beetle over there, which I think is beautiful, and I like that. All right, so we are going to finish off going back to Infiniti, a brand that I have forgotten to look at now twice. But guys, if you have any comments, questions, anything that you want to see in particular, please put that in the comments section below. I would love to take a look at these things. We are probably going to have maybe about 50 videos coming out. It's going to be a lot. My feet hurt. My voice is rough. But we're walking through this. We also have another day tomorrow, and I'm not sure. I may come back here. If I miss something else, I may come back here. But yeah, they have the Infiniti kind of comfy suite. They always do a good job. Like, I always like the environment that they have. For me, Infiniti is not the favorite brand that I have, but it's something that's been consistent. They do exactly what they need to. And as far as I can tell, I remember my friend having a 2008 Infiniti and it not being so much different from what's in my mind with this. I don't really... Oh, and here is like the area that I will be going to after the fact. They're showcasing the Infiniti QX80, the 2025 Infiniti QX80. We'll be taking a look at that in a second, but this is rounding out the general walkthrough. I like it. I like the vibe. I've liked this kind of in general. I've been happy. Anyway, guys, I think that rounds everything out. I think we've looked at everything. We haven't missed anything. But yeah, if you have any comments, questions, anything, put it in the comments section below. Don't forget, I'm on Instagram and Threads at M8B9. You can email me at creativenyc2024@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you next time.